All right, here we go. It's Monday. We're going to go through all the notifications, all the things. You guys are going to listen to stuff beaming in and blowing up because I just posted in our Little League chat. I feel like everybody is like getting online right now. But no distractions, phone down, um, meaning me, because I have to flip it upside down, or y'all know me. My mind is a squirrel, and I am here for it tonight. Anybody else feel like last week felt so off not having a Zoom together? It felt really off to me. Y'all that are newer here that are watching this back for 9.5 years now, every Monday night we have been doing Zooms. Sometimes we have 9 people on like this. Sometimes we have 30 people on. The first time that we did, we had nobody on. It was literally just me and my name, just praying, like, I hope somebody shows up. I hope somebody shows up. And nobody did. And it's okay because that's the consistency. And that's what I really want to come at you with today, because we can have all the excuses. And here's the thing. 2 weeks ago, we made a commitment to each other on this team that we were going to do 90 days, 90 days of showing up and doing money in mocktails. And I didn't do it over the weekend. I clearly have not been feeling very well. I woke up Friday, took my kids to school, and then came back home and I slept for 4 hours. That never happens for me. Like, I never take a nap during the day. Since my surgery in October, and it's not an excuse, it's just a reality right now. I have picked up everything under the sun. And so, all this to say, Saturday, same thing, slept most of the day. Yesterday, I did get up a little bit, but I was just not motivated. And I don't know about y'all, but when I get out of routine, drop a one in the comments if you can relate to this. When I get out of a routine, or this might sound so silly to some people, but if you know, you know, if I stop posting in my stories, I feel like I've got to catch everybody up on life. And I don't even know where to begin. Anybody else feel like that? It's like if I'm out of routine, I'm out of structure, I don't know where to start. And so the molehill becomes a mountain. And guess what? I woke up this morning and I didn't want to. I didn't want to do any of it. I didn't want to post. I didn't want to jump in pages because I just felt like, well, now I've stopped doing it and I'm supposed to be the leader on the team. Let's be honest, this is the reel that's going through my head. I'm supposed to be the leader on the team. I'm the one that committed everybody to this stuff and I haven't done it now and I've let people down. How many of y'all thought that about me over the weekend? Probably none of you, right? Right? It's like, but it was I doing this to myself 1000%. Anybody else ever done this? It's like you just create all these stories in your head. Sometimes I have conversations in my head that never have happened, but I think that they have, and they're real good conversations. They're like very played out conversations, right? We do this over and over and over again. And here's the reality, y'all. The life that we are living right now is the result of the choices that we make. And this morning, I could have played the pity party. I did play the pity party this weekend for quite a while, actually. I've got some stuff going on. I was like, bah, I hate this. I don't want to do it. But I also have a choice to make. So this morning, I still don't feel amazing. Jess actually nicely kind of yelled at me to not overdo it because that's who I am. When I make a decision to like get back up and do something again, I want to get back up and I want to do something again because I made the conscious decision this morning that if I kept going down that road, despite how I'm feeling right now, there are still things that I can do to show up every single day. Amen. Right? We can all do this stuff. Because even when you're not feeling like it, if you've got 10% to give and you give 10%, and I'm saying all of this while Baker is still at the gym, like if you've got 10% to give and you give 10%, that's 100%, right? It does not always have to look the same every single day, but we are living the life that is the result of the choices that we've made. And we can either be a victim to those circumstances or we can be a victor of them, right? And so today I decided when I'm not any different than any one of you, I have struggles, I have strengths, and I've got to decide which ones I'm going to lean into and who I'm leaning into when I need that time, right? This might be an example that hits home for a lot of people. It's something that we struggled with addiction in my family. My brother went through it. He's very open about it now. But I think about this so often that sometimes it's just a conscious decision, right? I watched him for years and years and years make decisions, and none of us could understand it. And then one day, it was literally one day in one moment. And I remember where he was at on my parents' living room couch. And he just decided, like, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. And sometimes we think, I think about that all the time, because sometimes we think, like, oh, well, maybe on Monday, maybe tomorrow, maybe when I have the perfect runner, maybe when I have this perfect storm of events, it's just going to happen for me. No, y'all, it is a conscious decision. If somebody can struggle with addiction for 20 years and then we look at them and we're all of a sudden like, well, what happened? What changed? Well, they just hit their version of more. I used to say that we hit the version of rock bottom, but y'all, you don't have to have a version of rock bottom to decide that we're going to wake up and we're going to change something. I love the life that I'm living right now. It is 1000% okay to want more, to want to change the circumstance that I'm in. I am not telling you that you don't have to love where you're at, but I am telling you that if you're showing up for these Monday night calls, it's probably because you want a different version, something that's more fulfilling in some area of your life. You don't need a tragedy and you don't need rock bottom to be able to decide to show up for that. But you do get to decide if you're going to be a victim of the circumstance or you're going to decide that you have every single thing inside of you right now that you can do it. Because here's the deal. This morning I was searching. I was like, well, maybe I just need a different strategy. Maybe I just need a different winning day. Maybe I need a different upline. Y'all, it is none of those things, right? You don't need another President's Day sale. Harsh reality to Plexus, and I told them this in the Diamond page today, I think they give us too many sales. I'm like, there's sales all over the place. People don't need sales, people need inspiration, right? People are going to buy from us because they're inspired by us. And when we're constantly reaching out, do I love a good sale? Yes, I do. But we don't need another sale. We don't need a different upline. We don't need a different sideline. We don't need the perfect script. We don't need a different winning day. You have every single thing that it takes inside you right now to become who you want to be and what you want in this. Okay. So I was listening to this podcast today, and one of it is a reel, and I think that I shared it in something. Excuse me. If not, I'm going to find it so that I can share it with y'all. But they were basically talking through a couple of things that you need to do to be able to change your circumstance right now. Here's a couple of them. Number one, things don't always come easy. We know that, but it does not come easy for anyone that's in this opportunity. How many of y'all, I'm on a rabbit trail right now. How many of y'all are watching any of the stuff with the food and the FDA right now with RFK getting put into office? Okay, I'm obsessed with it. So I've been listening and like digesting all of this stuff with RFK, with Robert Kennedy Jr. I did not realize, I look at that man like he is a genius. Like he's going after the food industry. He's like stripping red dyes. Like I am just in awe of this man. And I looked at him at one point in time on a podcast that he was on, and I was like, he came from an amazing family. He probably just like this stuff just comes to him. Like it would be so great to just have all of that knowledge and have it just be there. And now all of a sudden he's everywhere. He's just gotten appointed by the president. He's made it through all the judicial hearings, all the things. Y'all, he was a drug addict for 15 years after his dad was assassinated. Like his story is wild. The reason that I'm telling y'all this is because you have somebody, whether you watch them in this journey right now, or you look at them in some area or aspect of their life, and we think that it's been easy for them. Do you know that 86% of millionaires in the United States, 86% of millionaires in the United States are self-made? The majority of them through entrepreneurship. 86%. Like that is mind-blowing to me, especially because we have every single thing that we want right now. So nothing is going to come easy to us, right? But what are you focusing on and what are you applying it to? This is something that I am going to charge every single one of you to do or challenge every single one of you to do. I did this today and it was such a good activity. Actually, there's a couple of things before we hop off and listen to the opportunity call. How many of y'all want to double your income in a year? Like if you could double your income or more than that, would want to double your income in a year. So this guy, again, I was digesting every single reel and podcast that I could today because when I don't feel inspired, I have to go to places to feel inspired, or I'm just going to sit in it and I'm not going to do anything. And so one of the things that he was saying was if you want to double your income in a year, speaking specifically to people that own businesses or are entrepreneurial people, is to do this. Who do you need to become and what do you need to do in order to make that happen? And it sounds so basic, but I want you to list 20 things that you would have. I know, right, Colleen? 20 things that you will have to do to make that happen over the next year. This is not a quick fix. So scaling your business and going from $5,000 to $10,000. Scaling your business, if you made $30,000 last year, you want to make $60,000 this year. You make $100,000 last year, you want to make $200,000. What are 20 things that you would have to do to make that happen? The first 10 things, you have to do this in one sitting. This is not like I'm going to get up and walk around and think about it more and come back. Like you sit down, I still have mine in front of me. 20 things that I would have to do to make sure that that's going to happen. The first 10 things are going to be like the BS things that you already know to do, not you digging really deep. The last couple, it's going to take you some time and it's going to get you to the heart of the things that you're avoiding. And I'm going to challenge every single one of you to do that, to get to the heart of the things that you're avoiding, because so many of us, y'all, say that we want it, right? We say that we want to dive in, but we're not really willing to do all the things. We might be able to do it for like 30 minutes one day, and then 3 weeks later, we're going to do it again. And then maybe the next day we'll like dabble on some customer care, and then maybe we'll put up a business post. Be really honest with yourself right now. How many level ones and dream teamers did you invite to the opportunity call tonight? That even stepped on my toes as I was writing notes for tonight. So guess what I did for an hour before our call tonight? I invited people because I realized if I'm not doing it, nobody's going to do it for me. And if I want business builders that come in and they're hungry and they want to do this, I've got to reach out about the business and the opportunity and tell people about it. And I cannot be shy about that. Y'all, sometimes we are so worried about Aunt Margaret that hates the taste of Slim and can't get it down that we spend hours. Y'all, if Aunt Margaret really wants to feel better, she's going to drink the Slim, right? It's just the reality. Jess and I are just going through this. Like people are going to do the things if they're inspired to feel better. Have people been slighted? Yes. Have they been promised stuff in other companies? Probably. Are people naturally skeptical? Absolutely. But if we are so focused on the negative, the people that aren't liking our posts, the people that aren't reordering their products, it is because they're uninspired. It's up to us to get inspired to keep showing up. because inspiration creates motivation, right? You're not always going to be motivated. I wasn't motivated this weekend. I felt like death. I just wanted to sleep. And so I got out of routine. And this morning, guess what? Motivation didn't magically knock on my door and be like, hey, let's go host a team Zoom tonight. Y'all, I couldn't think of one thing to say because I felt absolutely uninspired. So I went to sources of inspiration. And now I cannot wait. I'm like, why are there not more people on here? I've got stuff to say, y'all. Like, I want this for every single person, but I can't do it for every single person. And some days, if I'm being honest, I don't even feel like doing it for myself. So here's the second thing that you've got to do. Those 20 reasons, y'all, I can write down all the reasons in the world. I've been in network marketing for almost 10 years. I know all the things to do in Plexus, but I'm not going to do them if I don't know the heart of my vision. If you have not created an updated vision board, you need to create an updated vision board. And if you've created one and you don't have it in front of you, it needs to be in front of you. So I did that today. I updated mine. It's in a picture frame on my desk, and I will be looking at it every single day. And in the focus part of it in the center, it literally says, and Alita reminded me of this today, what are you focusing on? Because every single day when I sit down at my desk, I have a choice, y'all. What am I focusing on? Am I focusing on the person that turned off their subscription yesterday? Or am I focusing on the 10 people that I get to message today and help change their lives? You will be amazed if you start asking yourself that question, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on the lack or am I focusing on the things that are coming? Am I focusing on the past or am I focusing on the vision? Am I focusing on the people that have quit or am I focusing on the people that are coming? Am I focusing on what I don't have as a strength or am I focusing on all the things that I do have as a strength? Get to the heart of the vision of why you're doing this. And then tell some people about it. Because guess what happened to me? My 15-year-old daughter walked in. She had some stuff going on, and I immediately saw her spiraling. And guess what I did? I showed her all the stuff. She has crazy huge goals, like bigger goals than I ever even thought of having at 15. Bigger goals than I think I had most of my adult life. And it can take 1 second to derail us. And now I get to use all of these things every single day with them. And so I told her, go write some stuff down. What's the bigger picture? Y'all, go write the 20 things down. What's your bigger picture? You have to stay inspired and you have to stay accountable. Because here's the thing about being an entrepreneur and owning your own business, which every single one of you do. I'm not tapping in your messages every single day. I can't make you do this. This is not something that you're going to a 9 to 5 and clocking in and clocking out. Your paycheck directly dependent on how much you're showing up and how you're showing up. You have the control in this, right? If 86% of the millionaires were self-made, that means that you can be a part of it. I fully believe that. I grew up never talking about money. My dad owned a business. We were told, sorry, we were just told you don't talk about money. Like you work hard, you keep your head down. My parents said that because their parents said that. And in no fault of their own, I just thought that that's the way it is. And so guess what? You join a network marketing company and you're trying to inspire people to go make money. You got to start talking about money. I was uber uncomfortable, which is why I never told Wendy about the business until she asked me about it like 8 months in or 8 years in. I mean, it was just wild, right? Here's the deal. There is so much money in our country, y'all, and somebody is going to make it. So why not you? I am a firm believer in that. Money comes and money goes. And if we're willing to talk about it with people, people are going to spend it. They are. Do they need to buy a $300 package from us? No, nobody does. But they're going to go buy a vitamin. They're going to go to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or someplace else and buy a drink. Why not let it be from you if you're inspiring them to come to you? It is a transaction. That's what every single thing is in our country. Our transaction gets to be so much more because it's based on community and it's based on actually helping people with it. Okay. People are going to buy stuff. You get to be the inspiration that's behind that. So, two things that I want you to do, and we're going to jump off a couple of minutes early because that call is at 9 o'clock and I want to give you time to do one other thing. Okay. So, write your list of 20 people or 20 things. It does not have to be tonight before you go to bed, but if you want it to be, make it be. 20 things. If you were to double your income in the next year, who do you have to show up as and what do you have to do to make that happen? And then I want you to be real with yourself. I wrote down 20 things. Are some of those things way outside of my comfort zone? Absolutely. But am I going to be willing to do them because I know what the heart of my vision is? Yeah. Write down your 20 things, update your vision board, and put it in front of you. And somewhere on that vision board or some place where you can see it every single day, ask yourself the question, what are you focusing on? It will reframe your thoughts so quickly. Okay, 5 minutes before the opportunity call, I want every single one of you, it's not too late to invite somebody. Send them the link, tell them why you want them there. If you are not focused on expanding your business and your business builders, that has to be your first focus and one of your 20 things. All right. Thanks for listening to me cough my way through this. I love y'all. Happy Monday.